almost around 85 girls killed at an elementary school in Iran right now. But we know that this is going to be a very long, significant campaign, military campaign, as it escalates throughout the couple of more days. So right now, around 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the U.S. launched a significant attack on the country of Iran. On the country of Iran, and along with Israel. So the U.S. took out very significant military bases and nuclear facilities. Israel took out a lot of their leaders of the Ministry of Defense. Top generals have been eliminated, so we know that. But the retaliation of this went very, very quickly this morning. So the U.S. Fifth Fleet Command Center was targeted and was obliterated in Bahrain. We know that SETCOM was caught in the crossfire in Qatar. We know that Israel has been under fire from missiles. We know that large ballistic missiles are heading towards Israel right now. These are going to be more of these long ballistic missiles that are coming towards Israel. But right now, as we know, the United States has struck, alongside with Israel, has struck the country of Iran this morning. So as we go throughout the morning, we will talk about, as we talk about throughout the next couple of minutes, we will talk about the reaction of what has happened. So this morning, the reaction from this was very significant. Australia, along with along with many other places, like Canada and Australia, um, supported these attacks against the United States, against Iran. But this morning we know that the Houthis have not struck Israel or Hezbollah, but we do know that America this morning struck the country of Iran this morning as this war is beginning. So this morning, if you're just joining us, subscribe. But the United States struck Iran this morning in a new war against Iran, Israel, and the United States of America. But we do know that right now there's almost 300 casualties being reported out of Iran from these strikes this morning. High government officials, um, high government officials were targeted and were killed this morning from Iran. We know that there was almost around 83 school children, girls from an elementary school, that were killed this morning from these attacks. We do know that there is um, military soldiers that were killed this morning from Iran, but we do know that Iran struck military bases in the United States. First, they took out the Fifth Fleet Naval Operations Command Center in Bahrain. We know that there's been ships that have been hit. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai has been evacuated, the biggest tower in the world. We know that there is potentially a escalating war, but we do know that this will happen throughout the next couple of days. This potentially war and these strikes. So that's happening this morning. We know that other countries all across the Middle East are turning against Iran. Saudi Arabia, alongside with Qatar, the Armed Forces Saudi Arabia, Syria, United Arab Emirates, also are responding. So that is one thing. Iraq is responding, and Bahrain is responding this morning. So we do know that the president did address the nation this morning and said that this will be a long duration of strikes against the country of Iran. This morning, that's what we have. So, but that's what we have this morning. Civilians, there's been m- lots of civilians that have been killed this morning in the wake of these attacks. We also know that there was a hotel, a very heavily U.S. Tourist hotel in Dubai that was hit. We don't know of the amount of U.S. Civilian casualties from that, but we do know that there's casualties all over the Middle East this morning as these attacks unfolded. We do know that there's another war going on in the Middle East that that right now in the Middle East, Pakistan and Afghanistan are at war too, but the America right now has an is at war with the country of Iran. We do know that right now. We do know in Kuwait that the airport in Kuwait has significant heavy damage to that. Right now, if you're just joining us, subscribe, like, share. But America this morning struck the country of Iran if you're just joining us. But this morning, the country of Iran was struck this morning from U.S. and Israel this morning. So we do know that. We do know that there's going to be potentially long duration of strikes against the country of Iran this morning, not just from Israel and the U.S., but from places like Saudi Arabia and other places all around the world. So this is going to be a long duration of events, but right now the casualties list is around almost 300. So in Iran right now. Hi, Jude. In Iran right now, there's almost around 100 school children at elementary school that were killed from these. Hi, James. That were killed in these attacks. We know that there was. So we do know that right now. So there's that right now. What is happening in Kuwait? There was many American. There's many people that have died. Possibly Americans. What Iran is saying that there's many American soldiers that have possibly died in these retaliation attacks. That we do know that Israel is about to be bombarded with heavy missiles again from Iran. These missiles are larger. These missiles are probably a size of a school bus. Um, these missiles are probably the size of a school bus or even a small apartment building. So these will be heading towards Israel in the next coming minutes, in the next coming potentially hour, as this hour will unfold. But this morning at around 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the country of Iran was bombarded. By Israel and the United States. We know that there was a American tourist hotel that was that has been obliterated in Dubai. We do know we do know that. We do know that other military operations around Iran, other military bases have been struck down. So we do know that right now. Do know that Kuwait International Airport was struck down too. And I just actually did a essay, a six paragraph essay on the invasion of Kuwait from Iraq in 1981 in my English class. But we do know that do know that Iran has been heavily bombarded from these attacks. If you're just joining us, subscribe, like, share this morning. But we do know that Israel right now is going to be under fire in the next few minutes, and we'll bring you live coverage throughout that as it's happening this morning. But international reactions, Australia, Canada supporting these attacks, along with other places like Germany and United Kingdom. We know another place like Russia has condemned these attacks reckless, um, and attacks this morning. We know that Spain has called these reckless, and we know that Ukraine has supported this. We do not think Russia said that they would get involved, but Russia, they're probably not going to get involved. Um, will not be getting involved this morning because of their involvement in the Ukraine and Russia invasion that has pretty much been going on for 5 years now. But this morning we do know that there's hundreds of casualties coming out of the Middle East. That in just a few hours, the U.S. uh, will strike will send more missiles and rockets to to the country of Iran along with Israel right now. We do know that Israel at the moment right now is over the skies of Iran bombing and bombarding the people. Um, and so there is that. So we do know that. We do know that this morning that the U.S. Navy Fifth Fleet headquarters, a very big headquarters in the Middle East for High Reagan, has been bombarded. But we do know at the moment right now there is potentially a very big outgoing war that is happening right now in the country of Iran from the U.S. and Israel. We do know that there is military soldiers that have been injured in some of these retaliation attacks from this, but we do know that there's heavy infrastructure damage throughout the Middle East this morning. So there's that right now as we are going through that. So we do know that there was a school in Iran that was um, that was hit. Almost 100 school children. Hi, whoever that is. We know that there was almost 100 school children that were killed in Iran this morning. So we do know that. We do know that Israel is going to drop almost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bombs on 500 targets in the next couple hours this morning. But the people of Iran are protesting, and we do know that right now. And we do have more team coverage all across Israel coming up in the next couple of hours as we get our people staged and ready. A One Nation with Cooper Blitzes will be broadcast live tonight here in my studio this morning. So, but we do know that there are many but we do know that the country of Iran was potentially we know that the country of Iran was struck heavily today in this potentially war that is happening right now. We do know that a American hotel in we do know that there was an American hotel with American tourists that was bombarded from these rocket attacks and these retaliation against that. And we do know that the FBI is on high alert throughout America as these attacks are going on in the Middle East. We do have 30,000, almost around 35,000 people that have been 35,000 U.S. soldiers that are in the Middle East right now. Yes, James, I have been saying prayers all morning. So we do know that. We do know that the former crown prince of Iran is speaking out this morning too. But we do know in that next couple of hours this morning that there will be that there will be another big wave of attacks from this. So we do know that this morning, and we have live coverage all across as that is happening. We know that the Ayatollah, the supreme leader of Iran, his house has been obliterated. We know that over 200 fighter jets are on their way to the country of Iran, as we know that right now. We know that actually right now, I'm just getting this in, that there's a military base in Bahrain that has been attacked too. A very heavily military base with casualties. So we do know that. We do have more breaking news out of this coming out all over the Middle East right now. So at 5 p.m. tonight, or no, not 5 p.m., we're at 2 p.m. tonight, we will have 2 p.m. this afternoon, we will have a One Nation with Cooper Blitzes live tonight. First time in ever that we will have a One Nation with Cooper Blitzes tonight. But we do know that. We do know that there is more, there's potentially more strikes on the way, as, like I just said, 200 fighter jets from Israel are coming up from Israel to the country of Iran right now. But as I get this away, right now as we are talking, we do know some of the people that were killed. We do know that some of the people that were killed this morning, the Minister of Defense from Iran was killed. We do know that more generals, high-ranking generals, were killed this morning. We do know that there's major infrastructure damage. Qatar has potentially declared all of the country to shelter in place as these attacks come on. We do know that there's more attacks on the way, and says that the Houthi leader is going to, in the next, believe, couple of hours or days or minutes, will launch attacks towards U.S. bases or U.S. assets or Israel. So we do know that. We do know that there was a school this morning. Around 100 girls were killed this morning in these attacks from the U.S. and other places all across the world. So at 2 p.m. today, thanks, Jude. At 2 p.m. today, Central Standard Time, I will have One Nation with Cooper Blitzes live tonight, this morning, or this afternoon. But we do know from the president there's a large combat operations that will be happening, not just for the next few hours, but for the next few days and possibly weeks to come. Another thing we do have, President Trump did say that he will destroy Iran's nuclear and ballistic missiles capabilities all around. So Iran has over 5,000 ballistic missiles. So we are looking at a long beginning of a potential war coming out of Iran in the Middle East this morning. So we do have that. If the president does make a address to the nation this morning or this afternoon or this evening, we will bring that live to you. If you're just joining us this morning, America at war, its first time ever striking, pretty much ever starting a war against a terrorist country since the invasion of Iraq and since 9/11 and the war on terrorism. So we do know that. So that's this morning, and we have breaking news coverage all across the world as we come up on the 1 p.m. hour when we get off of here. At 1 p.m., I will be back today for another big breaking news story and live updates from Iran this morning. So that is all this morning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching me for this special edition of America at War. God bless everybody, and God bless our troops. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you at 1 p.m.